Wow! Hi everyone, this is Atziri here once again on Windows 95, and today I will be going over the Atziri's rule staff build that I was dared to do. They said it couldn't be done, but when I heard those words uttered, I said nay, I shan't accept that. You will rule the day! Puzzled look drizzled across my friend's forehead, and as a single tear of sweat began to form near his luxurious golden mullet, he gathered the remainder of his courage, and he spoke true. Deckard Cain wouldn't use this staff as a walking stick. If there were no other canes, brooms, branches around, and this staff was at his feet, ready to be used for walk-ins, he wouldn't take it. The NPC vendors won't even buy the staff from you. You ever tried? Huh? The NPCs are hard-coded to reject a trade when this staff is in the trade window. How do you explain that? On to you, I say. You will rue the day, I said. Good day, sir. Well, here it is, guys. The first, and dare I say the only, original sin Atziri's rule Ignite build. That's right, original sin and Ignite. Say, what? This time around, we're a Necromancer. Now, if you don't know much about Ignite, you ain't gonna try to spam the skill every 0.3 seconds like I'm doing in every video. The Ignite lasts a long time, so if you decide to play this build, it's okay to give your mouse a breather. I'm just trying to show my mouse who the boss is ever since the middle mouse button went on strike. Wow, enfeebled, temp-chained, and on chilled ground. Wow, Papa Z, what are you trying to prove? You're an animal. If this build isn't a showcase, I don't know what is. Alright, let's move on to some live footage commentary right here. Not gonna lie to you guys, this build may not be 10 out of 10, but a lot of thought and energy went into this one. To make use of this staff, it took most, nay, all of my cutting. Dang it, Billy! You handed me the wrong script. Sorry about that. It took all of my smartness. As you can see, clearing the mobs is decent, but some stragglers do get away from time to time. Not the biggest of deals. I tried using Elemental Proliferation as one of my support gems, but that didn't feel much better. I'll go over the options later in the vid. Alright, on to the second victim, Oak the Mighty. Ooh, nice placement of the Flames of Judgment to overlap. I have thought you well. Followed by a nicely timed Wither and Punishment Cursage. Mwah. Now, on to the main event of the night, the Hunter. Let's see what you got, buddy. Looking good, looking good. Got him right where you want him. Literally in the corner. How do you not win the fight from this position? Yeah. Come on! Wow! Always good to see another build with no spell suppression. Alright guys, on to the mechanics. The staff grants a skill called Queen's Demand, and it alternates triggering Flames of Judgment and Storm of Judgment. It basically feels like playing Stormcall and Flame Blast at the same time. Now, that being said, I'm sure many of you had the same experience I initially had. After battling with the legendary Atziri, with her dying breath, she reaches into her pocket and throws the staff at your calves. Intriguing, and being as inquisitive as you are, you bent over, reach for the staff lodged in your tibia, and grip it firmly with your hands. Feeling the power course through your veins, you think to yourself, let me try this ultimate unique weapon in a tier 16. But then the thought of failure washes over your body. Mortified, no, you say to yourself, but better play it safe. I want to see what this puppy can do in Act 1 Ledge. After spamming the skill for about 3.5 minutes, you finally killed your first mob with it. You then appropriately proceed to break the staff in half, never to look at it again. And you really meant it. You went so far as to hide it from your item filter. Well, let me tell you, you made the right choice. I didn't have a choice, okay? I had to make this build, and so here we are. The two skills alternating are triggered skills, of course, but no need for cooldown recovery. Our Ignite lasts 4 seconds after all. It basically feels like the two spells I mentioned before. At least that's what I imagine, since I haven't played Flame Blast or Stormcall in about 8 years. We ignite our enemies with passion and chaos damage, but that's only possible because of this beautiful earpiece that we wear on our necks, called Zerfi's heart. It allows the magnanimous chaos damage to ignite. The Black Flame is a near perfect brother to the original Sin Ring. It makes it so enemies take chaos damage instead of fire, and Wither does not expire on ignited enemies. Since we're taking all the fire damage over time multipliers, we might as well take all the ignite chances as well. For something like 145 chance to ignite on Flames of J and 95% chance on Storm of J. I grabbed 2 large cluster jewels with Sadist because we apply 3 elements. Chill and Shock mainly through Corpse Pact. Our relic gives us a bit of mana reservation, which is nice. We're using Incandescent Heart, wow, a lot of hearts in this build, with increased damage corruption. But you don't need the 6 link, since our damage supports are in our staff. I just use mine for level 4 enhance to give some skills some love. Fly damage is a huge damage increase because Flames of J has some like 650% increased damage effectiveness, and Storm of J 250. So using things like Abyss Jewels and a Blizzard Crown is huge. And lastly, we got a yo for more damage. Alright guys, if you weren't impressed before, watch this. You seen this? You heard about this? What we doing? What we doing? That's right. Because of our Corpse Walker boots, we spawn corpses all natty like. We consume them corpses, with their consent of course, through Discipline of Kitava, which recovers our life and mana. And with the Essence of Glutton node, we get even more mana recovery and some ES recovery as well. Plaguebringer also gives us AoE, damage, and damage reduction. With Incandescent Heart, we also aim to have at least 75% Chaos Res, but more means more defense. This build only has 1 Born of Chaos notable, but I'm sure you'll find more ways to fit more in. Though we have a bit of a block and spell block, I chose to use the very large Thread of Hope jewel to gather damage, defense, AoE, life, more defense, more life. But with the next size down Thread of Hope, you'll only be reaching Glancing Blows, which is meh for the entirety of the jewel. Power! As I mentioned before, flat damage is very good. If you want to try to fit even more in, test out Replica, Shroud of Lightness, and 6 jewels, like this. If you hate leaving stragglers about when you're clearing a map, try out Ignite Prolif or Exarch's Implicit. You could also try a nice cluster jewel with Blowback and Fan of Flames, or Cremator for quality of life. Hate not being able to run through enemies? Try a Quartz Flask. I used the Forbidden Taste instead of Life Flask for a while, but even with the immunity to corrupted blood on my jewel, I still died to bleed. Come on! No OS setup. Grab yourself a pair of these babies for 100% Ignitage chance, or straight up change your Ascendancy to an Elementalist. This will allow you to refund them chance to ignite passives. Maybe Master of Fire on the jewel, or Fire Exposure on the gloves will do the trick. You will also gain a ring slot, so by my calculations, the DPS loss will be very minimal, maybe even less than that. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with another beautiful build.